Sekigahara, the 21st of October, 1600. First wave. 7 enemy samurais surrounded Kao, the strongest warrior from his dojo. Undefeated in sparring. Perfect technique. Perfect discipline. He raised his sword, flawless stance. The first strike came high. He blocked perfectly. The second came from behind. His body froze. His rigid stance couldn't pivot. A blade slashed across his ribs. Pain exploded blood. He tried to recover, but his perfect technique only worked in perfect conditions. This was chaos. 3 more strikes. His armor cracked. He dropped to one knee. 30 seconds, the strongest warrior broken. 10 feet away, a smaller samurai named Riku flowed through 7 attackers like water around stones. No perfect form, just constant movement. He survived. Kao stared. How? 3 months earlier, their master had stood before them both. Which of you will survive the battle that's coming? Kao. I will, master. I'm stronger, faster, more disciplined. The master shook his head. You are as rigid as iron, beautiful, strong, but iron breaks. He gestured to Riku. He is soft like water. Water cannot be broken. It flows, it adapts. It survives. Kao hadn't believed him. Now bleeding on the battlefield, he understood. This is Mizuno Kokoro. Mind like water. The principle that kept samurai alive when strength failed. The warriors who survived Sekigahara weren't the strongest. They were the most adaptive. Not iron, water. And right now, you're iron. Rigid in your work, your relationships, your thinking. You believe strength means never bending. But rigidity is exactly what's breaking you. The question is, are you ready to become water? But before we continue, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is how you help us grow and bring you more warrior wisdom. Now, let me tell you how Kao learned to flow. Chapter 1. The Awakening. The Rigid Warrior, Mino Province. January 100,600. Kao was 24 years old when he learned that excellence can become a prison. He trained since childhood under Master Teshin at the Shinkaiaru Dojo. Every morning at dawn, 1,000 overhead cuts. Perfect form, no deviation, no shortcuts. Every technique was executed flawlessly, every stance precise. Every movement is controlled. The other students called him Iron Kao, not an insult, a compliment. He was unbreakable, unmovable, perfect. During sparring, opponents couldn't penetrate his defense. His strikes were lightning fast. His footwork is impeccable. He won every match through superior technique, superior discipline, and superior strength. Master Teshin watched him with an expression Kaito couldn't read, pride or concern. One evening after training, the master called him aside. Kao, you're the finest technical swordsman I've trained in 40 years. Kao bowed deeply. Thank you, master. But I have a question. Tesang picked up 2 objects from his desk. A beautifully forged iron rod. Perfectly straight, perfectly hard. And a leather cord. Soft, flexible, unimpressive.
Which is stronger? The iron, obviously. The master bent the leather cord easily. Then he tried to bend the iron. It remained rigid. He applied more pressure, still rigid. Then he struck it hard against the floor. The iron snapped in 2. The leather cord remained intact. Kao, you are like this iron. Beautiful, strong, perfect, but you have a fatal weakness. What weakness? You cannot adapt. You've trained in perfect conditions, against cooperative opponents using predictable techniques. You've never faced chaos, never faced the unpredictable. never been forced to abandon your perfect form. Kaito felt defensive. My discipline is my strength. Your discipline is iron, and iron breaks. The master paused. War is coming, Kao. The country is dividing. Tokugawa in the east, Ishida Mitsunari in the west. There will be battle, and battle is nothing like the dojo. I'm ready. No, you're perfectly prepared for a fight that doesn't exist and completely unprepared for the one that does. That night, Kao couldn't sleep. The master's words echoed. You cannot adapt. But adaptation seemed like a weakness, like abandoning discipline, like compromising excellence. He'd spent 20 years building strength through rigidity, through perfect repetition, through never bending. How could that be wrong? 3 months later, news arrived. The Eastern and Western armies were gathering. Lord Tokugawa's forces would meet Ishida's army at Sekigahara in the province of Mino, the battle that would decide the fate of Japan. Kao's lord sided with the Eastern forces. The dojo would send 20 warriors, Kao among them. Before they left, Master Teshin called the group together. His eyes found Kao. Those of you who survive will not be the strongest. You'll be the most adaptable. The words meant nothing to Kao then. They would mean everything later. Chapter 2. The Principle. Mizu no Kokoro. 2 weeks before the battle, a mountain temple. Master Teshin led Kaio and 3 other students on a pilgrimage to a Zen temple in the mountains. Before battle, you need wisdom, not technique. They arrived at sunset. The head monk, an old man named Ryutan, greeted them. That evening, Ryutan led them to a waterfall behind the temple. The sound was deafening. The spray is cold and sharp. Tomorrow at dawn, you will stand under this waterfall. This is Misogi purification, but it's more than that. Then gradually the water returned to stillness. This is Mizu no Kokoro, mind like water. Do you know what it means? Kao shook his head. Water has 3 qualities. First, it adapts. Pour it into a cup and it becomes the cup. Pour it into a bottle and it becomes the bottle. It never resists its container. Second, it flows. When you place a rock in a stream, the water doesn't fight the rock. It flows around it. The rock remains. The water continues. Third, it reflects. When water is still, it reflects reality perfectly. When it's disturbed, the reflection distorts. When it returns to stillness, truth returns. Ryutan looked at Kao directly. You are not water. You are ice, rigid, inflexible, beautiful in form. But when pressure comes, when heat comes, you don't adapt. You break. But Master, I've been taught that discipline means never bending. Discipline means training the mind to respond appropriately, not training the body to resist everything. Master Tessin, who had been listening, spoke. Kao, I've taught you the technique. Ryutan is teaching you something deeper. In the dojo, you face known opponents using known techniques. You can be rigid because the situation is controlled. But in battle, chaos reigns. Enemies attack from unexpected angles. Your sword breaks. Your footing fails. Your plan crumbles. In those moments, rigidity kills. Adaptation saves. Ryutan continued. The samurai who survive are not the strongest. They're the ones who flow. When pushed, they yield. When pulled, they advance. When the situation changes, they change. This is Mizu no Koro. This is what Miyamoto Musashi meant when he wrote in the Book of 5 Rings. In battle, become the water. Adapt to the enemy's shape. Flow into the gaps. Strike from unexpected angles. He gestured to the pond. You must train your mind to be like this water. Still and clear when possible. Adaptive when necessary, never resisting what cannot be changed. Kao felt something crack inside him, not understanding yet. Just recognition that everything he built might be wrong. How do I train this? You already know how. You felt it before. When have you ever moved without thinking? When has your body responded perfectly without your mind controlling it? Kao remembered once during training an unexpected attack came from behind. He'd moved not consciously, but automatically, perfectly. His body flowed. No thought, no resistance, just a response, yes. Ryutan smiled. That's Mizu Noro. You've touched it once. Now you must learn to live there. Throughout history, warriors across all time have faced this same truth. That true strength isn't rigidity, it's adaptability. And in your own life, in your own time, others seek this same wisdom. At Presence and Purpose, we keep this teaching alive, not as ancient history, but as practice.